got the clan up, and they learned their lesson good that night. Everyone just assumes that these slaves are this massive bounty and everyone's getting rich and they built America.
Yeah.
All these awesome cotton profits. I love Hitler. It's obviously said with a sense of humor. You kept calling us that like it's going to make us cry, and we'll sit there and beg you not to say it ever again. Please, please. I'm not a Nazi. You got the wrong guy. After a while, you go, all right, I'm a Nazi. I got me.
That's exactly what blacks did with the N-bomb.
I'm reading this Bullwhip Days book. I think I sent you some pages. And this is like 1847. And they're like, a lot of would go out and they'd get food and stuff for Thanksgiving. All manner of birds. Some of the old, they would be over there. So I don't think they ever didn't have it. I think they just... realized that they shouldn't be saying it or something. They kept saying it anyway. That book is fucking weird, man. The way these escaped slaves, post-slavery slaves, it's like during slavery and then after slavery, right around the time of I guess the Civil War too, right? And they keep saying they keep talking about the KKK, but it doesn't sound very negative.
Huh.
It's like, well, then you got to watch out. They have a funny name for them, like Clan Man or something. You got to watch out for those clans because there was one man, he wasn't working and he was treating his wife real bad. And that clan, they tuned him up real bad. And I'll tell you what, he started working right after that. He learned his lesson and they followed him to work and they followed him home, but he sure got into... And I'm like, okay, so this is the most positive literature I've read about the Ku Klux Klan in my entire life. And it was like slaves.
The old version of like a motivational speaker going in. And
it was like they were talking about cops, really. Or
your
something
life
like
straight.
that. Yeah, he shouldn't have fucked up and they wouldn't have bothered him. But, he got up into his old tricks again. And that's when the Klannies came out and they snapped him right back to shape.
The slave remember. So this is a guy that wrote down his memoirs?
No, it's interviews with probably 100 different slaves just around the time of the Civil War.
Who would have thought to do that? Like, let's interview these slaves. Like, who would have back then? You'd just be like, oh, slavery's over? All right.
Yeah, liberals probably. It's a big, liberals love that book, but I just like it because it's got an N-word every paragraph. But the vernacular it's written in slang, so it takes a little while to wrap your head around. Like, and then they go get them chickens, and the chicken get up all manner of tricks. I told him, I said, Master, you don't know what you're saying now. You turn around, you crack that whip, and he done tore up his back like something else. It looked like rotten cheese.
Oh shit.
And you're like,
okay.
Sometimes they interview smarter ones, so it's like less slangy.
You gotta.
Yeah, totally. It's an iambic pentaslavitor. And they'll get some educated black and you're like, oh, finally I can read English for a few pages before it's back like, then they got the clan up and they learned their lesson good that night. He whipped him out near to death.
Liberals like that book. I would think reading that word too many times might be a little disturbing for them, a little triggering.
Yeah, they probably have someone else with a Sharpie go over it first. But
their black friend, could you cross out all the names in my book, please?
Well, sometimes, like, some slave masters do pretty good in it. He treat us done. He always made sure we had breeches, and he'd make us shoes out of the leather they got from them cows. But then some of them were like, I couldn't imagine a hell worse than working for Master Johnson. He was a mean son of a bitch.
Oh, wow.
But there's quite a range of horrible slave owners.
I would assume
guys with a heart of gold.
Sense. Different people, you're going to treat them differently. If you look at them and think of them as animals, you're probably not going to treat them as well as if you thought they were people. And then they're working on you. You want them to work efficiently, so you can't be crippling these fucking guys and girls.
I treat my animal great. I have no feelings for him, but he's a good little watchdog. He barks when someone's at the door, so I make sure he's fed. I pet him and say, welcome home, Leroy. I hope you enjoyed your walk. But the other thing, too, with slavery is you're not going to be beating some guy's sister when that guy has nothing to lose and a pitchfork in his hands every day, all day. Well, like the sister's crying because she was violated by you.
Yeah, you can't just be like, well, he knows he's going to get killed if he tries to do it. Doesn't matter. He's pissed. He doesn't care at that point.
And his life
he's
sucks.
Come at you.
There's one story where they just, the guy unbuttons his shirt because he knows, the guy says, unbutton your shirt, boy. And he's going to shoot him. And he does. Fuck it. I don't care.
Oh, he didn't care.
I'll go to heaven and beats this shithole. And I will say that when you're reading about the guys who abuse their slaves, things don't seem to go smoothly at that particular plantation. Whereas the generous guy, a lot of them would stick around after slavery was over.
Right. That's kind of what you wanted, you know.
It's what you're used to.
And I would assume, you know, you can't have a slave after slavery was abolished, but I would assume you'd be able to say, I'll give you room and board and food. And weren't they getting that anyway? I don't understand how that part works.
I agree. I don't want a fucking slave. Now, when you have kids, they're my problem. I got to worry about polio. How about I just give you a meager salary and then your kids are your problem. You got to worry about the polio.
All your problem.
You got to find a place to sleep and you got to worry about your bed. Thanksgiving's your issue. Maybe we'll get you a bonus, some extra gold coins or something, but you go find a fucking turkey. Like kids can't work till they're like, what, 10? So you got these fucking 7-year-olds that are your problem running around your plantation?
Well, they had the little picker ninnies. They would go out, little kids, and, you know, pick other things besides cotton, maybe.
Oh,
I don't know.
Is that the origin of the...
I bet they worked them at 7. I bet at 7 years old, they were doing some shit.
That's still 6 years of this pain in the ass I got to fucking worry about that
Right, yeah.
I know. It's a much more efficient thing just to pay people shitty wages and have them deal with their own shit, which is why I think the Civil War was a waste of time because that would have worked itself out naturally like it did everywhere else but the Middle East.
I bet a lot of places just like slavery ended and the plantations, nothing changed. Same slaves were there. They worked, they ate, they went back to their little shack. And that was, you know, whether they knew slavery ended or not, they weren't going to go anywhere. What is that? Isn't Juneteenth supposed to be when they told the last dumb motherfuckers in Texas that there was slavery?
Yeah, it's not something I'd be particularly proud of. I'm celebrating some idiots who didn't realize that they were free. Yeah. What was this, 3 years after the abolition of slavery?
Yeah, you think Japan celebrates that dumb guy that was on Okinawa in some cave in 1953?
You finally found out. Yay.
July 10th. When Hukasaka finally came out of cave.
But maybe they went over their books after the abolition of slavery and went, we're actually making more money now. Just the wages, not worrying about room and board, charging them for room and board, not worrying about the kids,
charge them.
Not worrying about the seniors. I assume the seniors are your problem when they're too old to work. They're going to stick around. So we got rid of all that. We're actually up 7% this year.